This is West Horton in Lancashire, and I'm here to look at how companies go about marketing themselves, a vital matter for any business. In order to examine the process more closely, I'm looking at 4 very different businesses within West Horton, including the town's Ford retail dealership. I'll examine some aspects of sales and marketing which you need to take into account when budgeting and implementing your sales plan. Today, just like everywhere else, West Horton is subject to the ebb and flow of business. But less than 100 years ago, this was thriving industrial heartland. In those days, the West Horton economy was based on coal. But in the earlier years of this century, the industry declined, and so did the town. The Wingate Centre, an industrial park on the outskirts of town, is the focus of an upturn in West Horton's fortunes. And that focus is on light industry. This park, like others in the area, is dominated by small manufacturers, computer and high-tech companies who are serving the needs of new and emerging markets both in this region and across the country. But the regeneration is not confined to just new building. Old industrial buildings are being adapted to modern business needs.
Mark Forest Garden Services is a small business established 5 years ago. It buys wholesale stocks of garden equipment like self-assembly sheds and offers them at a special package price that includes quality construction. Their competition includes a sizable garden centre outside town which offers pretty much the same products as Mark Forest, and there are other competitors in West Horton itself. But the company has survived and prospered by identifying its local markets and also by exploiting the professional sector that's grown up within the town.
The original West Horton was you just got your terraced houses really, and it's expanded rapidly, and you've got a lot of middle class housing. There was definitely a demand for conservatories, and nobody really doing it in the area.
Is it not a seasonal thing?
Yeah, it is a seasonal thing. We sell conservatories during winter, but there seems to be this mad influx. As soon as the sun comes out, everybody wants a conservatory.
Do you have to plan your advertising throughout the year to meet demand?
Yeah, we set out a budget throughout the year, and of course we use more of it in summer and more of it in winter, but we have a set budget so that we can spend so much over a year. Yeah, we try to have sales. You've got to have a sale to bring people in. It's not good just normal advertising. Every now and again we have a sale and reduce things. You know, have a special offer weekend. We take advantage of the bank holiday weekends. You know, reductions on everything, or you buy a conservatory and you get it furnished free, different things like that. It does pay off advertising, yeah, it takes time. You seem as if it's not doing it first, but continuous advertising pays off. Also, we do rely on the signage. We need them, of course, because we're a bit off the beaten track. We've got signs off the main, the high street and that, yeah.
Every successful business has to be aware of the importance of establishing and then exploiting its presence in the marketplace.
Marketing, a mixture of advertising, press and public relations, sales promotions, and increasingly these days, direct marketing.
Come through.
Thanks very much.
2 examples. One that in fact I think is quite a nice ad, the Renault 21 special, single-minded, nice artwork, follows the national style of advertising and so builds on that. Fortunately they haven't got a telephone number or address, both of which I think are very important for dealer ads. This one, however, contrasts with it, the Nissan ad, although you can only barely tell it's a Nissan ad. Very poor artwork, far too many messages in it. I'd be surprised if anything communicates from that at all.
If you take a good look around your area, you'll probably see a wide range of people. West Horton is no exception. There's a growing number of commuters who use the rail and road links to Bolton, Manchester or Preston, industrial workers employed in the various new projects around town, a small farming community, and an expanding retail presence to service the increase in professional people working within West Horton itself, especially in the new electronics-based industries. Businesses like E.K. Williams, which specialises in the computerised processing of accounts and transactions for petrol retailers. And other businesses are springing up all over West Horton, at least one of which is closely associated with the car industry. West Horton Car Radio specialises in the supply and installation of high-quality car stereos. Recently, the company branched into car telephones and car alarms. The changing nature of the business and the markets it serves represents a continuing marketing challenge. How have you built up the business?
Sheer hard work, knowing what the customer wanted and pushing it towards the customer. When I started the business, I started at a good time when the market was growing. The quality and service is the most important. You've got to give the customer an awful lot of confidence for him to bring his car in. We train our fitters ourselves. We constantly monitor the workmanship that goes out. Every car is actually tested before it goes out, and the customer gets the full explanation of what's been done and how the equipment does work. A lot of our business is repeat business. We have families that bring their friends, and it is word of mouth that, projects the company. We like to advertise on the radio, and we use a full 12 months program, setting out the most important times to advertise and the times when advertising is a waste of time.
West Horton Car Radio.
We use Red Rose Radio, Thompson Local, Yellow Pages. We keep a note of how the customer locates us when the jobs are booked in. I've always felt if we sell the best, we give the best service, we get the best response from the customer.
West Horton Car Radio has found that success comes from their commitment to quality. And the same is true in any Ford dealership, where the product is backed up by the highest quality of care, workmanship and service, then customer loyalty will surely follow. This is where trading goes on at its most basic. Meeting the needs of the customer involves changing the way you sell and what you sell, not over a few months, but in a matter of days, hours, or even minutes.
Any cauliflower, 38 pence, 38 now. Right, come on ladies, we'll treat you all now, 25, any colic.
Positive response to a changing market is the secret of Walter Forshaw's success. The company is one of the oldest in West Horton. It started in coal haulage and it rapidly expanded when it traded in its horse and cart for an early Ford pickup. As the coal industry declined, it diversified into other areas. Initially, the haulage of building materials. In the 80s, they continued to respond to market changes with the demolition of concrete office blocks, high-rise flats and gas holders all over the region. Each successive move takes the company from strength to strength, and today business is booming.
Well, the company has survived so long, I would think mainly because we've changed the nature of the business. As one aspect of it died down, then we changed into others. I mean, if you went back 30 years, there was like the old gas works being demolished, and the old cotton mills, and then the old collieries that were spread about Lancashire. Well, obviously most of them have gone now. A lot of the buildings that we could foresee being demolished in over the next 5-10 years were concrete buildings, and obviously to get the best return, the more materials you can sell out of the buildings, well, obviously the more profit. So therefore the only way to deal with a concrete structure is to buy a concrete crushing machine, so that you can get your reinforcing steel out of it and then sell off your concrete as a road aggregate. Most of it obviously goes to builders on new construction sites. So therefore you've got to sort of keep an eye open as to where the new jobs are starting and then contact them in that way, really, rather than just sort of advertising in a newspaper,
The need for strong internal organisation is something that Ford Module 3 demonstrated. Your marketing, and most particularly your direct marketing, can only be as efficient as your database.
Now, what does your investment consist of? How do you actually go about doing it? How do you organise it?
It's essentially a means of gathering information. Initially, we used to do it on a card index system, but the system gradually we began to outgrow. So we felt we then had to look for a better way to gather more information that could give us that information back as quickly as possible. So we went for computers.
Identifying your market and exploiting it are important to businesses in West Horton and indeed all around the country. They are key elements which West Horton's Ford dealership is also putting into practice. Sharples Brothers is a family-run garage with a staff of 12. They base their success on commitment to the local community, serving individual buyers, farms and small businesses, and in fact have even attracted servicing business from Bolton as a result of their reputation. To maintain that reputation, they've invested in expansion with this large new site on Church Street near their other showroom.
We are extremely proud of the fact that we are the oldest garage in the town, having been in business since 1919. And many customers are people that my father and myself have sold to their fathers and grandfathers. And we have a long and trusting relationship with many of our customers, which I hope will continue. For the launch of the new Escort, we are going to do a combined launch and open day over a 2-day period. We shall be using very extensive advertising, hope to have 1 or 2 local celebrities to attend and open the event.
Now, what I've done is, every customer that we've sold a car to from January 88 is on there, will receive an invitation to come along to the launch of the new Escort in Orion to coincide with the opening of the new showroom. There's one other thing I've had sent to me, and something I don't think we've ever thought about, I wonder if we give it some discussion, is radio advertising. I've just had a quick glance through it, sort of a mid-morning advert, just one off, 30 seconds. It says in there £42. Now what you get for £42, I don't know.
Yeah.
Now, on top of that, you're going to have to make an advert. But I mean, Ford will supply us with scripts.
Yeah.
You know, so we're really only needing a voice. You know, I just wondered if we go into it a bit more.
Recognising the opportunities which exist in your area is the #1 requirement. Are you reaching all the possible markets?
We're selling plenty around here.
Yeah.
We're not selling.
Do you know exactly which areas you are not reaching?
This area?
Pulling from that side of Wigan.
Yeah, we're not getting over this side.
When you've identified your markets, how do you raise your public profile? Are you able to adapt quickly to a changing market?
Depending on your circumstances, your business may need investment, either in time or money.
But your business can never fully realise its potential without pinpointing exactly where your markets lie. And to do this, there's one simple rule: know your town.